Hey guys, this is Jessica Berry. I am just going to be opening up with you all about some of the narcissistic abuse tactics that I've endured just in my life from a survivor standpoint. And I just kind of wanted to touch on something that I'm very familiar with, which is smear campaigns. Now, smear campaigns are something that unfortunately I've endured. The first real smear campaign that I remember was when I was 13 years old. And so it was really traumatic. It was with a situation that was kind of blown completely out of the proportion. And it actually entailed something that is very normal in a teenager's life. And so in my community and stuff like that, it was just taken, the information was taken, all these assumptions and stuff were placed upon me. All of these conclusions and predictions and stuff were made, things ranging from she will not amount to anything to, all she do is XYZ, and just all these just narratives and stuff that were framed. And I was excluded from things. I was looked at differently. People were like, they didn't want their kids and stuff around me, because eventually the kids, it went from the kids' ears and mouths to the parents' ears and mouths. And you know what I'm saying? And so it was just like a bunch of gossip. And I kind of want to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it later, about how I personally dealt with the smear campaign. Now, this is just in one sector that it was affected, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So I was a target of a smear campaign from a narcissist, a covert narcissist, people with Machiavellianistic qualities, people with sociopathic qualities, people with psychopathic qualities. And so they all kind of do these to their victims, or to their, I'll say survivors, and to their targets. I'll use the word target. From here on out, or I'll use the term survivor. And basically this is done to kind of distort the public's view of the person, right? So if you're a good person, like a really genuinely good person, kind of like myself, and I was a target of this smear campaign, right? And so without the use of like these twisted distortions that are intentionally told to different people that are around you, like really close people that you'll have to associate with every day. Without these distortions and these illusions, people would just view you as just a really good person, high vibrational, having a great personality, and just a number of just like really excellent qualities and things like that. Sure, everybody has their flaws, but without these distortions and illusions and these lies that are strategically given behind the background, behind the scenes, and you may not be aware of it when it's happening. Without that, those strategic conversations and things like that happening to the key people around you, people would just accept you and with open arms, and they'll be your friend and things like that. However, when smear campaigns happen, you'll start to notice a shift in energy. So you'll notice that people are distancing themselves from you. You'll notice that people, all of a sudden, you're not getting invited places, and this can really take a toll on your psyche, because people who are at one point really close to you are now like backing away, like super aggressively, So it's just really interesting. So before my camera runs out, I wanted to just talk about how a distortion could happen, right? So for instance, you can tell someone, I ate a vegan donut this morning, but I typically eat a smoothie. How that distortion and twisted non-truth or whatever would come out, and what that would spread is she only eats donuts for breakfast and doesn't even really likes smoothies. So if you see her posting about smoothies on her page, she's lying. So this is just a very like small example of like how these distortions can happen in smear campaigns. So I'm my camera's running out, so I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna link these videos together, but that's that.